S&P 500 down 35. All 10 S&P 500 sectors are lower today, which consumer discretionary leading the declines. The sector is on track for its worst month since January 2014, when it lost 5.97%. In total, 59% or 50 of 85 stocks are in correction mode or worse. And the Russell 2000, which tracks smaller companies, well, is in correction territory. That means at least a 10% pullback from its highs. I'm Stephanie Shelton, CNBC Radio.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH+. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Do you want to learn how to mask your identity to browse inappropriate websites and stream media while at the office?
Well, we can't help you with that. But among the many IT problems we solve, Barracuda's web security solutions keep online activity clean and ensure internet bandwidth performance. Reclaim your network, like 150,000 other businesses already have. To learn more about preventing web-based threats, visit barracuda.com/web.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the only live local news here in the Inland Empire on Kcaa 1050 AM. Last night at approximately 10:40, the Shell gas station on Barton Road in Grand Terrace was robbed. Two suspects entered the business, one with one hand under their shirt, appearing to have weapons. One suspect stole property while the other approached the clerk and demanded money from the cash register. The suspects got away with the cash and an undetermined amount of cash, that is, beer, cigarettes, and lottery tickets. They left in what's described as a 1990 four-door Honda Accord, either black or dark green, driven by a Hispanic female. The robbers were described as two Hispanic males, one slender, 22, 23 years of age, wearing a black shirt, shorts, black hat. Suspect number 2 is described as heavier set, about 27 or 28, wearing a black shirt with sleeves past his elbows, shorts, and a black and white hat, and black shoes. They fled the location on West Barton Road toward the freeway. And an Ontario boy, a 17-year-old, was contemplating suicide before he was shot and killed by police. According to an account left by police, the youth left a suicide note before leaving his home Thursday night with a handgun. The boy was seen pointing at motorists along Archibald Avenue, and then he used the weapon to rob a nearby fast food restaurant and then handed some of the loot to customers as they filed out the door. The teen was fatally shot minutes later in a confrontation with officers in which he reportedly pulled a handgun on them first, and then he has been identified by the coroner as only by the last name of Herrera. And finally, a San Bernardino man was run over by Colton police early this morning after he led officers on a chase and pulled out a gun. 25-year-old Isaac Ornelas was driving on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Colton when the police officer attempted to pull him over. After a 2-minute slow speed pursuit, Ornelas stopped the car, got out of the vehicle, and pulled a gun on the deputy, which is when the deputy ran over the suspect. Ornelas suffered head injuries and broken bones in the crash, but is expected to live. Inland Empire weather, clouds and sun out there, highs 90 and lows 63. Currently, we are at 77 degrees. Got a few situations on the freeway out there. Off-ramp blocked on the 60 eastbound at Milliken. Injury crash there. Fontana off-ramp blocked, Etiwanda and Valley Boulevard. That was an earlier crash involving a big rig. And then in the Cajon Pass, accident in the left lane of the 15 northbound at the 138. That is the very latest in news, weather, and traffic on KCAA 1050 AM.
You've done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where dad is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. JD starts off this hour in Sacramento. Hi, JD. How are you?
Oh, Dave, I'm worn down.
Uh-oh.
How are you doing?
Better than I deserve, man. What's going on? Tell me about it.
Well, I'm calling to find out. My wife and I are baby step 2. We started back in February. We had $50,000 in debt, student loan, and a car. And we sold everything. I mean, we were sleeping on a bed on the floor, and the garage is empty. We did everything. We were really gung ho, fired up. We've been going at it for now several months. We've got $8,000 left.
Out of 50. So you paid off $42,000 in 8 months.
Yes, sir.
Rowdy, way to go.
Thank you, but we're worn down. I think the effort that we were putting forward, now we're in it, and now we're just like exhausted. But we can see the end, but it's just so hard to just keep pushing to get all the way through it. Especially we've got kids going back to school, so there's a bunch of expenses there. We're just not being able to pay as much as we were up front.
Yeah. So how much are you able to pay a month with all this going on?
Well, normally we've been paying about $4,000 a month. Every once in a while we get a good chunk going at it, but typically it's about $3,000 to $4,000 a month.
Okay. At $2,000 a month, you'd be done in 4 months. You'd be done by Christmas.
Yeah, but it doesn't. At least the next 2 months don't look like that's going to be possible because we've just had
not even $2,000.
No, we're going to be short with some of the other expenses that we had come up with school and with there's child support adjustments that have happened, and we've got some property taxes that went up higher than we expected or anticipated. Yep. And
all right. Here's what you got to do. All right. Here's what you got to do. You need to sit down and detail out your plan as if you were just starting today. Okay.
Right.
Start over with your plan, and by that I mean write out with the things you know that have happened: the child support, the property taxes, the kids going back to school, Christmas is coming, our current income. Based on that, we woke up today and we decided, hey, we want to get out of debt. We owe $8,000. How quick can we pay it off? And if it's not 4 months, it's not 5 months, it's 6 months. You're going to do it by then.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to map it out. You need to map it out and mathematically be able to see the end. Because here's what happened. Your end moved, and that took your breath away.
Yeah.
The end was close. Yeah. The end is not as close as you thought, and that's where your loss of energy is coming from.
Yeah, that's probably true. I hadn't thought of that.
And so if you give yourself a new end and a permission to start again, and you go, okay, we're still rock stars. We're still freaking going to pay off $50,000 in about a year. That's what it's going to come out to. We still killed this. And you did, by the way. That is the reality. That's not just hype. I mean,
well, our income's pretty good. So as far as a percentage of our income,
okay.
You know.
Well, here's the thing. You lay it out like that, and then you guys recommit to looking at the budget solid every month, going, okay, what can we do? Our reality is, you know, we got this thing that happened. We can't control. You didn't do anything wrong when child support got adjusted. You didn't do anything wrong when they went up on your property taxes. Those aren't things where you goofed up. Now, if you told me, oh, we kind of fell off the wagon and went to Europe, well, then you would have a right to beat yourself with a wet noodle, okay? But this isn't something you did. And so it's just, you know, a tornado came through your house and knocked a tree down. You didn't do that. You still got to clean up the freaking tree, though. And so the difference is that you got a plan, and you need to lay out a new end and give yourself permission to still be rock stars at that new end. And here's what will happen, having done this for 25 years. It'll happen faster than that new end mathematically tells you. Because you're further right now than you thought you would be at this point when you started, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I think we had planned originally to be done in September, maybe mid-October.
Okay, so you thought you were going to be here then. All right. So it's just it's slowed down. Well, if it takes 6 months, it's not the end of the world. If it takes 5 months, it's not the end of the world. If it takes 7, it's not the end of the world. You still have a track. You're still heading the right direction. There's still a yellow tape over there. You're still going to cross the finish line. And really, you're still going to be in the top bracket when you do, meaning that you're one of the top people to do it. You're a rock star.
All right. Well, I like that idea of just laying it out all over again, maybe giving ourselves a chance to breathe and really look at it.
Yeah. And then, you know, what will happen is just as unexpected expenses happen, unexpected income can happen. And something gets dropped on you, and you go, I know what to do with that $5,000 when it shows up.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're going to be fine, man. You're doing better than you feel like you're doing. And you just had tremendous momentum, and then you got tripped, and you fall on your face a little bit. And so just all I'm going to say is get back up, start running again, and you can do it. The tape is still over there. You just scratched your hands up on the driveway when you fell, you know, and you didn't really fall off the wagon. You kind of got knocked off of it in a sense. So yeah, you're gonna be just fine. And you call me if you need help. Randall is with us in Chicago. Hey, Randall, how are you?
Doing well. I know you're doing well after hearing you're going to be going to the NASCAR tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm pumped about that, man.
That is awesome.
I got to tell you.
But what I got is I got a vehicle that gets 10 miles to the gallon.
All right.
I
got one of those.
I have a large family, got 5 kids, so I need somewhere to stick them all in one vehicle. And wondering if I should go ahead and try to buy a cheap car that trying to get pushed 30 miles a gallon for back and forth to work for just me, or if the wife goes out just getting groceries by herself.
So how far is
work?
work?
We're not driving a gas hog around.
And how far is work?
15-minute drive.
15 miles?
No, 15 minutes. About 7 miles.
Okay. Well, if we do math on that, and you move from 10 miles to the gallon to 30 miles to gallon on a 7-mile commute, it would take you like 15 years to make your money back on buying a car. Because your actual dollars saved is no more than you drive are not going to pay for a car very quick. Do you follow me?
Okay.
Because, I mean, you know, we could do the math. I'm not going to try to do it all in my head, but I mean, you're burning let's just round it off. You're burning a gallon of gas each way to work.
Yeah.
And instead, you would burn 1/3 of a gallon of gas each way to work. And so you would save $4 a day in gas.
Right.
For 30 days, that's $120. So if you buy a $1,200 car, you get your money back in 10 months. You buy a $12,000 car, you get your money back in 10 years to do that. So you don't want to spend much on this. But if you want to get a $2,000 car that does this, you'll make your money back over a couple of years. But it's not as great as it sounds when you say it.
you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me. I'm Tommy Hawkins, a jazz hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights from 10 to midnight on KCAA 1050 AM.
This is KCAA.
As the owner of my business, I wear a lot of hats. I'm accounting, sales, and so much more. But I don't know marketing.
Let Dex Media be your marketing department. Our team can create a digital plan for you with everything from search to social. Contact Dex Media, that's DEX Media, to get found, get chosen, and get talked about.
Whoa, that's a job for cleanup, which would be me.
Call 844-230-3436 or visit dexmedia.com today.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds Custodian Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Larry Burnett here, inviting you to join me for Open Season, Fridays at 6 p.m. right here on KCAA. It's three guys dropping gloves, tackling issues, and swinging for the fences. Great sports talk right here on KCAA AM 1050.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
It's America's entertainment pop culture show, and it's here on KCAA. Hi, this is David Cohen, along with
Douglas Viviani.
Join us for Everything Old is New Again, Saturdays at 2 o'clock on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show. The phone number is 888-825-5225. How would you like to have $5,000 for free? Yeah, $5,000 for free. Well, listen up. I want you to go over to DaveRamsey.com. We're running the Total Money Makeover $5,000 giveaway. No purchase necessary. We're celebrating how the Total Money Makeover book has changed millions of lives. It's now gone over 5 million copies sold. And we're giving away $5,000 to celebrate that. That book's been on the New York Times bestseller list for over 200 weeks. Thank you. To show our gratitude, we're going to give away money. You enter up to daily, no purchase necessary, at DaveRamsey.com for a $5,000 cash prize. We're going to draw it in the early September, so make sure you're getting registered every day. It's a lot of fun, yeah. And we're also celebrating the fact that our world's best budget tool, EveryDollar.com, the best online budgeting tool, is now over 500,000 people using that. Pretty cool stuff. The way we're doing all this celebration is we're giving you the best deal we've ever done, ever, on the Total Money Makeover book. You buy the book for $16.99, and we're going to throw in $75 worth of stuff. #1 New York Times best-selling book, Smart Money, Smart Kids ebook. The Legacy Journey, national best-selling book, my last book I just did, ebook. The Complete Guide to Money, national bestseller. It's the textbook for Financial Peace University, ebook. And the live event video, one of our Total Money Makeover live event videos. You can't buy that. That's not for sale. And you can get hooked up to your bank on EveryDollar, which is called EveryDollar Plus, and we'll pay for that for 3 months. That's $75 worth of stuff for $16.99. Go check all of that out and register for the $5,000 giveaway, no purchase necessary, at DaveRamsey.com. Josh is with us in Midland, Texas. Hey, Josh, how are you?
I'm great, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I think I might need therapy for all the shopping I've been doing on your website. I think I got just about everything you offer. I've read the Total Money Makeover about twice, watched the entire series of your FPU home study kit like twice. And I feel overwhelmed, like I'm not sure where to start. Like I sat down the other day trying to figure out all my debt. And I'm about a year into a 5-year Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And I'm not sure if I should try to smoke out all the debt that's not included in the bankruptcy while I'm still protected under the bankruptcy, meaning no one can really come after me right now.
Yes.
Or if I should just drop my shoulders and charge as fast as I can on that bankruptcy.
No, I would count the bankruptcy as one big debt, and that would make it your last debt in your debt snowball.
Okay.
And then list the debts that are not in the bankruptcy earlier in your debt snowball in smallest to largest form. And when you get all of those paid off and the only debt you have left is in the bankruptcy, not counting your house, then you can charge ahead and pay extra on the bankruptcy and be dismissed early from it.
Okay. Do you have any direction on how I can go about finding this stuff out? I pulled my credit report, and I've been in touch with my trustee, and when I call my trustee, they seem like they get aggravated because I'm trying to figure out what's actually in my bankruptcy so I don't contact them and try to pay them outside the bankruptcy. Because
you should have bankruptcy papers that have a list. It's called your debtors matrix, and there should be a list of the debtors that were included in the Chapter 13 bankruptcy. If not, call your attorney's office and they can send you a copy of that.
Okay.
It's like a 1 page. It's like a 1 or a 2 page thing. It shouldn't be any bigger than that.
Okay.
And
all right. Well,
yeah, get that, and then pull a copy of your credit bureau report and compare the two. And do you have any records of anything, any memory of anything that's not in the bankruptcy that you think you need to address?
That's what I'm unsure about, because the last thing I want to do is, get to the other side of this and then get a letter or a phone call or something saying, hey, we're suing you because you're out of your bankruptcy.
Yeah. Well, you just got to, you're going to have to dig around. It's probably not going to be a perfect science because it sounds like you've been pretty disorganized up to this point.
Oh, my entire life. Yes.
Yeah. So it's just going to, there's some risk that goes with this. You can check your credit bureau, you can check your memory, you can check your personal files, and compare all those things out. But you may still miss one. There may be still something that comes up and hits you later.
Okay.
But the good news is, it won't be 10 or 12 of them. It might be one. You're gonna find most of them.
All right. Well, I appreciate the wisdom.
Well, Josh, I'm proud of you that you're taking control of your life. That's a very, very smart, very manly thing to do on your part. Thanks for calling in. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Glenn is in Spokane. Hi, Glenn. How are you?
I'm good, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Well, I've been working with my employer. I've been working there for 28 years. My wife has been working for hers for 25. We both expected to be able to retire. The company I work for is in an industry that is failing quite badly right now, newspaper industry. And a few years back, they froze our pension plan. Well, unfortunately, I didn't realize what that meant until I looked at the statement this year and realized that I lost over half of my expected retirement if I work there until I retire. And now we're trying to figure out what we're going to do because I don't even know if I'll have a job at that point.
Okay. Have you done any savings other than that?
We're just starting. We have spent an awful lot in our years, and we've been married for over 20 years. And
how old are you?
You know, I'm 52. My wife is 48.
Oh, good. Okay, so you got 15 years you can work on this.
Correct.
So let's get your Roth IRAs going, dude. I mean, you need some money that's not in control of these idiots.
That's the problem. And I don't know. Right now, we do have debt. We have about a $30,000 car, and we have $5,000 credit card debts. We got most of our credit card debt paid down.
Yeah, what's your household income?
Household income is about $90,000 before taxes.
Okay. I mean, you can pay this car off if you want and then get to moving, or you can sell the car and move down in cars so you can get to moving faster. Just depends on how bad this little piece of paper scared you.
Yeah, well, it scared me a lot.
It scared you out of that car or not? That's what I'm asking.
That's a good question. That's a possibility.
Y'all just talk about it. I mean, you can pay that car off in probably a year if you get with it. And then you're going to have to go wide open on your savings. But you got time. There's no reason to completely panic. But yeah, you have reason to be concerned, and you're analyzing this properly. And that's why I tell people to always do 15% of their income into something they control, even if you have a pension.
Right.
And because what's happened here is the pension has been devalued in half. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, more than half.
Yeah, because the pension is an asset of the company, and the company is struggling.
Correct.
Yeah. That's not sadly, I wish that was more unusual than it is. But people for some reason think a pension means you're always going to get exactly what they promise, and it's not how it works. So
it's not how it works, no.
Yeah, so I want you to work your baby steps. I'm going to send you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover, and I want you to get your emergency fund built, get yourself out of debt, and then let's go lay our ears back and go hog wild, go crazy on this retirement thing, man. And that's loading up a couple of IRAs. You can do $6,500 at your age. Normally it's $5,500. Those of us over 50 are allowed to do $6,500 each. So that's $13,000 a year between the two of you. And then in addition to that, you can just start opening a mutual fund and start saving money. If you don't have 401ks at the paper, if you got 401ks there, you can load those full. But you got plenty of time to catch up if you mean business and you lean into this. You certainly can't catch up using the system you've been using to today. So the only question is, are we going to take another year and pay this car off before we start? And that's something you've got to talk through with your wife and think about. I'm okay. It's not the end of the world to me either way. I think you're going to be all right either way. But you need, you may want to get started sooner and then move up in car later, which would be fine with me. Move back up in car later. So hold on. I'll have Laura pick up. We're going to give you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. Fire crews rushed to the scene of a building explosion in downtown Los Angeles.
There was evidence of an explosion and a fire. The fire was largely contained and controlled by the sprinklers prior to arrival, as well as companies on scene.
Sanders with LA Fire. 2 people sent to the hospital. A nearby Shania Twain concert briefly disrupted when the power went out at Staples Center. A Columbia University study concludes that the effects of California's drought could be intensified by as much as 20% by global warming.
We all know that a puddle evaporates faster on a warm day than on a cool day, and so it makes logical sense that if we warm temperatures over a century, then at the end of that century, droughts will be a bit more severe.
Dr. Park Williams says global warming isn't the cause of the current drought, but is making it worse than it would be otherwise. Smoke and flames could be seen for miles as firefighters battled a 3-alarm blaze on Mare Island. It broke out at Alco Metal and Iron Company just before midnight, destroying a massive warehouse. Geico weather, seasonal temperatures and dry. Jeff Scott, California News.
What's that sound you're hearing, California?
Might sound like a regular train. It's not. It's a savings train. And the lucky people boarding it just switched to Geico and saved money on their car insurance.
All aboard! Next up, Cha-Ching City! Then on to Blissburg!
Yep, California. That's the sound of savings.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com and see how much you could save. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And now, a touching moment. Well, staying in touch with Geico.
It was a warm summer day. I was just sitting on a porch watching a babbling brook roll by. Then, out of the blue, I got an update from my Geico app saying my claim had been processed. I felt so connected to nature, to Geico. I stayed there the whole afternoon until that guy told me to stop trespassing on his porch. Sheesh, what was his problem?
Claim status updates just a few taps away on the Geico app.
InfoTrack is the weekly show with information you should know. Hi, everybody. This is Chris Whitting, inviting you to join me each week for InfoTrack.
Sundays at 6 a.m.
Right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Exploring science in the sea. The ocean surface is bumpy. Big mounds of water can rise up to hundreds of feet high. No one notices them because they're many miles wide, so their slopes are gentle. They are detected, though, by orbiting satellites. And scientists can use the satellite measurements to learn about what's far below the bumps, on the ocean floor. In late 2014, in fact, researchers published the most detailed map of the ocean floor yet produced, compiled mainly from 6 years of observations by 2 satellites. The satellites use laser altimeters to measure the height of the ocean surface. Features on the ocean floor exert a gravitational pull on the water above them, causing changes in the surface. A volcanic mountain, for example, is made of dense rock, so it pulls more water toward it, creating one of those bumps on the surface. The scientists used sophisticated computer processing to convert the measurements of surface elevation into a map of the ocean floor. It's the most complete and detailed map to date, offering new views of the 80% of the ocean floor that hasn't been charted by ships. The map reveals thousands of previously unseen mountains known as seamounts. It also found evidence of a region in the Gulf of Mexico where new crust was formed 150 million years ago, plus a younger volcanic ridge off the coast of Africa. The map will help geologists better understand the slow drift of the plates that make up Earth's crust, and give all of us a rare view of the bottom of the sea. Science in the Sea is a production of the University of Texas Marine Science Institute and is on the web at scienceinthesea.org. I'm Holly Brawley. Is something driving you crazy? Is someone driving you crazy? There's no one to listen to you? Sure there is. KCAA 1050 is here for you. When something's bugging you, call and rant at 909-353-1050. We know how it feels when you hold back those thoughts, and it's not healthy to keep them inside. You need to get it out. So rant. Call us and you can rant about anything from your husband not putting down the toilet seat to the cost of food at the grocery store to local laws and regulations getting in your way. How about the road work on the freeways? Trying to stand between those white lines? But which white lines? It's so hard to tell. It's enough to drive you crazy. Oh, but that's my rant. We want to hear from you, and you need someone to listen, so it's your chance. Rant, 909-353-1050. Leave us your rant, and we'll either play it back or we'll read it on the air if you don't want your voice on the radio. But whatever you do, don't hold on to those suppressed thoughts. Rant, rant, rant. Call 909-353-1050 and leave us your rant at the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Tom Ladd. For this afternoon, you can expect partly sunny conditions, then becoming sunny with a high near 89, a light and variable wind out of the west at 5 to 10. Mostly clear tonight, low around 63. It'll be sunny Saturday, expect a high near 94. Saturday night clear with low around 66. The outlook for Sunday, sunny and a high near 97. That's your weather forecast for this hour from the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, KCAA.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Folks, I don't know if you know this or not, but we've got almost 500 folks working here, 491 exactly today, as a matter of fact. Ramsey Solutions is growing. It's growing very rapidly. We've got tons of people we're hiring, and it looks like we've got well over 100 positions on the board today to hire, and a bunch of those are tech. Yeah. And we're actually, so if you're like a Ruby developer or a web developer of any kind, we're hiring big time. If you're anywhere in the technology field, as a matter of fact, we're probably hiring that position because we've got about 200 folks in our technology team now, and it is growing very, very rapidly. So if you want to go, if you have an interest in that, go to DaveRamsey.com and click on the tab on the right-hand side that says Dave's Hiring. There'll be a list of positions that we are filling. We win Best Place to Work in Nashville every year. The reason is we're the best place to work. It's that simple. So check it out, Dave's Hiring at DaveRamsey.com. By the way, since we're hiring so many technical folks, we're also hiring technical recruiters. So if you know a technical recruiter, send them our way. I need one of those to start like Monday. Or maybe two of them. It's just crazy right now. It's good times. It's good times. But wow, what a deal. So all of that at DaveRamsey.com. On the right-hand side, you can click Dave's Hiring. Aaron is with us in Boulder, Colorado. Hi, Aaron. How are you?
Doing well, Dave. Thanks for taking my call. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
You too, sir. What's up?
I had a question. So my wife and I, we are on step 6 right now, working off the mortgage on our house. And we're pretty much on fire to try to get it paid down. And I have a couple of options, and my wife says, you got to call Dave and ask him. You got to call Dave. So
so you did. All right.
Right on. So we've got about $152,000 left on our mortgage right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a rental townhouse with about $80,000 of equity. And I also have an inherited IRA that was received about 3 years ago. And, my plan was to sell the townhouse, bring the equity over against our mortgage. But the inherited IRA, I'm not sure if I should.
How much is in it?
Cash that out. Yep.
How much is in it?
Oh, it's $70,000 in the IRA.
Okay. You'll pay taxes on it, but not a penalty.
Correct.
On an inherited IRA. What's your household income?
It's about 100.
Okay. So you're going to lose 35% of that.
Right.
When you pull it out. So you don't have 70, you've got 50.
Right, exactly. Now, of course, along with that is the, I have to do required minimum distributions each year out of that anyway.
Yeah, but they're small.
Yeah.
They're not relevant in terms of, they don't really help this. What's in your 401k? How much? Your nest egg.
Yeah, my 401k is about $115,000 right now, and we've got $45,000 in our emergency fund.
Okay. I'm probably going to leave the IRA alone because I don't want to take the tax hit. I'll probably sell the rental, which throws $80,000 against the $152,000, leaving me $72,000 to go, making $100,000. That puts you on about 3 years to pay off your house.
Okay.
But I'm probably not going to let the government have 35% of this IRA.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world either way, but I'm just thinking through it. What would I do if I woke up in your shoes? You've got a big enough shovel to hole ratio, your income to how fast you want to pay this off, given that you sell the given that you sell the rental, you're going to be able to pop this thing in the face pretty quick here.
Right.
So it's not like it's a 13-year plan, it's a 3-year plan.
Okay.
And so, if the numbers were changed around, I might do it differently. If there was $700,000 in the IRA, I might pull enough out to pay it off.
Right.
And just be done with it. But I think I'm going to let that sit there. Your 401k is small, your income's high, and let you guys build some investments over here on the other side while we're getting this house paid off.
Okay.
That make sense to you?
Absolutely. Thanks for the advice. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you calling in and listening. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Kimberly follows me on Twitter at Dave Ramsey. You can do that. I have a life insurance through my employer and pay extra to triple it. Would you recommend more life insurance outside of this? You need 10 to 12 times your income on you, and you always need some, if not most, of your life insurance to be outside of your employment life insurance. Here's why. Your employment life insurance is not portable, meaning that you can't take it with you. When you leave that company, that insurance goes away. You can't buy it anymore. Now, let's say you had a heart attack, or you had a cancer scare, or you get diabetes while you're working there. When you leave, you have no life insurance and you can't get any more. That's the problem. And so that's why I always have some, if not the bulk of, at least half of my life insurance outside of the what you buy at work. Even if what you buy at work is a better deal, because you gotta have the idea that your life insurance survives your job if you're uninsurable when you leave the job. And so I go to Zander Insurance, ZANDER insurance.com, and make sure I get some term insurance. The total package of your term insurance should be 10 to 12 times your income. You make $50,000, you ought to have $500,000 to $600,000 on you. Your spouse could take that much, invest it, and they could replace your income then if they invest that money well in good mutual funds. Ronnie's in Denver. Hey, Ronnie, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Thanks, Dave. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I have $6,500 left that I owe on a credit card, and I have the cash to pay it off, and that will make me completely debt-free.
Good.
But I do work in the oil field, and with the price of oil dropping every day, I'm kind of worried about just throwing it all at that. I'd have $3,000 left in savings, but that'd probably get me by for about a month. So just wondering if you think it'd be a good idea. Excuse me?
What do you make?
About $70,000 a year.
What's the chances that you get laid off in the next 3 months?
That's the thing I'm not sure of. I have a buddy who got laid off a couple months ago doing the same position, so I'm just up in the air about wanting to throw all this money at it.
Okay, one guy getting laid off in the same position might be because he wasn't good. I know the labor market is softening up out there. I got that. I don't disagree with you on that. It used to be just a gold rush minefield, and you could just go nuts. But now they're tightening up, and if you're the best at your job and you're going crazy, you're doing a great job, you're going to be one of the last ones they lay off.
Right.
And so I'm going to insure my job that way. I can't tell. If you think there's a 50% chance you get laid off next month, you need to stop your debt snowball and pile up cash. If you think it's less than that, and I do, by the way, I'm probably going to go ahead and pay it off, and then I'm going to really, just with the same kind of intensity, rebuild that emergency fund as fast as possible so that by Christmas, if something happened, you're in good shape again.
Okay. Do you suggest because my wife and I were looking at starting our own business, do you suggest I take that on and try to get that going just in the meantime?
What does your wife make a year?
She's a stay-at-home mom right now.
What kind of business are you going to open?
Home cleaning.
Okay. Yeah, as a side gig? Yeah, right, go ahead, because it shouldn't take a lot of money to do that.
No, it shouldn't.
And so yes, that's a great business to start because, it doesn't take much money out of your pocket to get going. You usually use the other people's cleaning supplies that you're working for, and then 2, you make money almost the first day.
Right.
And so, yes, I love that as a small business startup to make some good money. And the more you hustle, the more you make. It's a pretty simple rule. And here's the thing. Everybody thinks there's a bunch of competition in that world. There's not, because people don't show up, and when they do show up, they don't work or they steal. Mm-hmm. And so if you'll show up, work, not steal, and be on time and do a good job, you'll have more cleaning jobs and you'll know what to do with.
Okay.
Hey, man, thanks for the call. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
From the latest movies and TV shows to comedy and music, we cover it all on The Beat Pod Show with me, Brad Dalius, each and every week.
Sunday at 11 p.m. and Monday at 3 p.m.
Here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
nothing to do? Just like some abuse?
Oh, God!
Well, then tune into The Poor Man weekdays at 2 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, this is Cynthia Hammer. Listen to my show, Hammering Away, Saturday at 7 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM, where we cool down the hot topics of the week.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
A penny for your thoughts? Sorry, ideas are priceless. AM 1050, KCAA.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. It's a free call. The phone number is 888-825-5225. Matthew's in San Antonio, Texas. Hey, Matthew, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I just had a question. I'm 20 years old, and about 2 months ago, I financed the car. I went in a bit over my head with the insurance. I couldn't quite afford it. I had to do a voluntary repossession. My credit, I had pretty good credit for my age, but it took a pretty nice hit. And I was just curious what advice you'd give for me to build my credit back up and get to a point where I at least have decent credit again.
Well, so far, credit's not been a blessing to you. It allowed you to do something stupid.
Yes, it did.
So I'm kind of okay with your credit being messed up. Sure. Here's the thing, Matthew. Everybody out there tells you build your credit, build your credit, build your credit, build your credit, and that's why you're calling me, asking me how to build your credit. Yes. I would rather you build your money.
Right.
And the more payments you have, the less money you've got.
Yes, definitely.
And you discovered that the hard way through this real painful experience you've just been through.
I did.
And so there's actually a high correlation between people that build wealth and the ones that stay out of debt.
Gotcha.
And credit is I go into debt, pay payments, so that later on I have the opportunity to go into debt and pay payments. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And so what I would tell you to do is to not concentrate on this. I don't want you to set out to destroy your credit. I wish this deal had gone down differently for you. I know it's painful, but what I would tell you to do is let's not concentrate on that question. Let's ask another question of how can I get some money and how can I work my way into a big pile of money so I can buy a car for cash that I want and I don't have any payments. Now, do you have any debt at all now, sir?
Yeah, so they, they repossessed the car, and they're, I guess, right now in the process of trying to sell it, and I have to pay out the difference.
Right. What else do you have?
Aside from that, I have $3,000 in student loans, and that's it.
Good. And how much do you make a year, sir?
A year, I make about $25,000.
Okay. And you said you're 20. Are you living on your own?
Yes. Well, I live with my fiance.
Okay. When will you be getting married?
March 2016.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how much does she make a year?
She is unemployed at the moment, but she has a house that was passed down to her that we're renting out, and so the income is $1,200 a month coming in from that.
Okay. You're not staying in that house?
No, we're not. Nope.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Well, what I want to do is this. I want to give you guys a wedding gift.
Okay.
And I want the two of you to go through our class called Financial Peace University as my gift. It's 9 weeks long. You go one night a week for 9 weeks.
Okay.
And it's going to show you how to build wealth. And the best way to do that is to get clear of debt, live on a written plan, have a rainy day fund, and then begin investing.
Gotcha.
And it's not to borrow your way into wealth, which almost no one does. You can borrow your way into a permanent slot in the middle class, but you don't borrow your way into wealth. Does that make sense?
That does.
Because most people I knew growing up all had a car payment. Most of them I knew growing up all had a student loan. Most of them I knew growing up all had credit cards. So that's what I went and did. And all I did was make a bunch of money, and it all went back out the door with somebody else's name on it every month.
Right.
And that didn't work for me. So you hold on. I'll have Laura pick up. We're going to sign you up for the Financial Peace University for the two of you as our gift, our wedding gift for you. And then that'll give you guys a good start on your marriage. Thanks for calling in, sir. Open phones at 888-825-5225. We're glad you're with us. Thank you for being here. Shelley's with us in Las Vegas. Hi, Shelley. How are you?
Hi, good. Thank you.
Good.
So here's my question. I recently lost my job over the last couple of months. And over the last couple of months, my husband and I, we've been married 18 years and we have 4 children. I've actually noticed that I enjoy staying at home and being with them and just spending time with my family. And I'd like to try to see if we could swing it with me staying at home permanently.
Mm-hmm. What does he make a year?
$80,000 a year.
How much is your house payment?
About $1,260 a month.
Okay. How much debt do you have other than your home?
We have no car payment, and we have no debt, no credit card debt or anything. And he maxes out his 401k as well. He's got about $100,000 in it.
Okay. Well, I think you can do it, but you're going to have to do a couple of things. One is you've got to get on a written plan tonight. Turn off the television. The two of you sit down, jump online at everydollar.com, use our free online budgeting tool, and build you a budget. And you say, what's the take-home pay a month, and where's it going? Every dollar, that's why we call it that, has an assignment. Every dollar has a mission. And we're going to give all of his income a name and make sure you guys can make it on that.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. Because I did start doing the envelope system. That's kind of how, we've been able to kind of see how this is working. And so the one thing I have noticed, because I'm new to this, is like the thing that kind of flies out of nowhere. Like my son, his football fees, or something comes up and there's an additional expense that comes up. Is there, like, how specific in envelopes do you need to be?
Well, you need to be very specific with the things that are in envelopes, but we don't use envelopes for everything. We only use them for 4 or 5 things. Food, entertainment. Some people use them for car gas. Some people separate their food into two, restaurants and grocery, so they don't use their grocery money at the restaurant accidentally. Clothing is another one, but that's about it. What happens is the more you do a budget, the more accurate your budget's going to get, because really football fees are pretty predictable. They don't really fly in from left field. You just forgot it. It wasn't like he suddenly decided to play football.
Right.
So we knew it was coming. I mean, the kids go back to school. There's school fees. Activity fee, whatever, field trip fee, whatever it is. We know that, and you got to put it hard on the kids that they start bringing the information to you, so you can build an accurate budget. And so the more you do the budget, the better you're going to get. Usually, the first month you do it, you pretty well suck at it.
That's what I noticed. You know what I did this year is for all the 4 kids back to school supplies that I needed to buy, I kept all the receipts, because what I think I would imagine I would spend and what I actually spent are two different things.
The same thing in the grocery store.
Right.
Most people spend almost twice what they think they do in the grocery store. And most people spend 3 times what they think they do eating out when they first sit down to do it. And so literally your first month, you are going to sit down every 3 or 4 days and adjust this thing with your husband, because you're going to make mistakes. The second month, and we call those emergency budget committee meetings, right? And then the second month, you're going to have like 6 emergency budget committee meetings. And the third month, you're going to have like 3. It'll take about the 4th month, it'll start working pretty good. And you get better every month.
Okay.
So that's thing one I want you to do is you have to become masters of the budget in order for you to stay home. That becomes your job, you and your husband's job, that allows you to stay home. Second job you have is you're not just staying home, you're going to become a home economist, which means you're cooking from scratch, which saves your family a lot of money, and it also is better for them. You're going to become the coupon queen, the consignment sale queen. These are the types of things that stay-at-home moms do to bring value to the household and still get to stay there with the kids. Lastly, if you think of a small business idea that you can do that doesn't take up your whole day and that you can do a little bit to create a little bit of income, sometimes from someone coming out of the workplace, that helps them feel more productive. Not that being at home with your kids is unproductive. That is not what I'm saying. But the ladies that do this give us feedback and say sometimes they feel more productive if they're creating some kind of an income from home.
Sure.
And you can look into that, too. So, hey, you could. I suggest if that's going to be you, or ladies, if you're listening to me and that is you, check out Christy Wright, Christy B. Wright, at Christy B. Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T. She's doing an event called Business Boutique to show ladies how, she's one of our Ramsey personalities. We're doing the event to show ladies how to start and run a business like we're talking about here. And the first event's going to be in November here in Nashville. Not saying you need to do that, Shelley, but just throwing that out there for everybody else. Hey, thanks for calling in. I think you can do this. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Is your radio station dull and boring like most corporate-owned stations on the dial? Then it's time to tune to Kcaa 1050 AM. It will blow your mind and maybe expand it, too. Kcaa is your independently owned go-to station in the Inland Empire. It's a veritable cornucopia of crazy, an assemblage of awesome and cool, and it's a little weird, too. Kcaa pumps out more local and national radio each week than most major networks while offering CNBC business news headlines during the week and NBC sports news on weekends. Kcaa is unique, interesting, quirky, and sometimes outlandishly crazy, which adds up to a high volume of awesome. And for you audiophiles, Kcaa delivers FM sound quality to our transmitter, which is why Kcaa is the best-sounding AM station on the dial. So make your day with Kcaa and find us online at kcaaradio.com. Kcaa, the station that leaves no listener behind. This is Kcaa Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of buysellmakeoffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. An ugly day on Wall Street with the Dow touching its lowest level since October. Traders are fretting about the slowdown in China's economy. Apple getting hit hard because of its exposure to China. Investors are worried about its prospects there. The Dow's down 437 points, the Nasdaq lower by 100.